Hey everybody, welcome to Fun Facts. If you are seeking information, you are at the right place. Today, we're going to go over the most amazing top 10 facts ICC T20 World 2021 Cuban pesos. Make sure to watch until number 1, because it's one of the most amazing facts you will ever see. Australia are victors of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021. Here we look back at 10 iconic moments of a tournament that will live long in the memory. Let's look into some interesting stat information. Number 10. Scotland's win over Bangladesh. When Scotland defeated Bangladesh, a team that had been ranked 6th in the world at the outset of the competition, it produced an upset that broke the first round wide open. Chris Greaves was the standout performer, smashing 45 off 28 balls to lift Scotland to a respectable total following a collapse in the middle overs, then taking 219 to assist in the victory. Mark Watt, who went on to be Scotland's standout performer, also contributed, scoring a useful 22 and bowling a typically economical 119 off 4 overs. Getting to the Super 12 stage was a huge accomplishment for Kyle Coetzers's team, not least because it ensured their qualification for the ICC Men's 2020 World Cup in Australia, which will take place in 2019. Number 9. Namibia's win over Ireland. In Group A, the chance to advance to the Super 12 stage came down to a shootout between Namibia and Ireland, and it was the African team, playing in their first ever Men's T20 World Cup, that shone in Sharjah to move their tournament into the final weeks. The nature of the victory was just as crucial as the victory itself, as it demonstrated why Namibia might and should be regarded a threat to many of the world's best T20I sides in the next World Cup cycle. With the ball, the Netherlands held Ireland to 125/8, with Jan Frijlinck's 321 and David Wies's 222 being the standout performances. And Wiese was equally impressive with the bat, scoring 28 from 14 balls to wrap up the chase with 9 deliveries to spare with captain Gerard Erasmus, whose unbeaten half-century used perfection. Namibia will compete in the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup in 2022, and they will be a team to watch. Number 8. Pakistan's win over India. Although Australia won the tournament, Shaheen Shah Afridi's arms were outstretched after dismissing both of India's openers to set up a shock-opening victory for Pakistan over one of the tournament's pre-event favourites, possibly the most iconic image of the tournament. Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan started the match as they meant to go on at the top of the order, producing a 152-run partnership to help Pakistan beat India by 10 wickets with more than 2 overs remaining. Afridi's power play strikes set the tone for a match that Pakistan dominated against their neighbours. The fact that Pakistan won in such a convincing fashion put them on track to qualify for the last 4, while India's stunning setback set the tone for a tournament they will never forget. Number 7. New Zealand's win over India. Against an Indian side still reeling from their defeat to Pakistan, the Black Caps took advantage of their opportunity, piling pressure on the top order with a high-quality display of power play bowling that left Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli scrambling to find a way back into the team after both were demoted in a selection reshuffle. Only 2 of India's hitters scored more than 1 run per ball as the team limped to a humiliating 110/7, with only 2 of its batters scoring more than 1 run per ball. Because of New Zealand's dominant reaction, they only 14.3 overs to complete the innings at the cost of only 2 wickets, virtually eliminating India from the tournament in the process. Number 6. Australia's win over South Africa. The first match of the Super 12 stage turned out to be one of the most important of the entire tournament. Neither Australia nor South Africa were particularly well liked going into the competition, but the Australians exhibited some of their best qualities in a game that put them on track to win the championship. All 5 members of the attack picked up wickets in a display of bowling power that was a recurring theme throughout the competition. In addition, there were clues of what was to come in the successful pursuit of the prize. As a result of the slow and steady tempo of the reply, a little rethink in the batting lineup occurred later in the competition, leading to a substantial switch, and it was Marcus Stoinis and Matthew Wade who provided the late 40-run combination that propelled Australia over the finish line. Ultimately, it was a win that allowed Australia to qualify for the semi-finals at the cost of South Africa, and it also spurred the Australian selectors to give their power hitters more time out in the middle as the tournament went on. Number 5. Bravo and Gale's farewell. The fairy tale ending for 2 of the best T20 players in history didn't happen, but West Indies' final match against Australia did provide Dwayne Bravo with one last chance to play international cricket before retiring. Bravo is an all-time great, having won 2 T20 World Cups and amassing 1,255 runs and 78 wickets in T20s. He was instrumental in not only West Indies' ascension to the top of the sport, but also the creation of T20 death bowling. DJ was overcome with emotion when he witnessed his teammates' admiration in Abu Dhabi. As he bid goodbye to the competition, another of Bravo's colleagues and a fellow T20 legend appeared to call time on at least his World Cup career. Gale's elimination of Mitchell Marsh with an over of spin that rolled back the years provided celebrations that few who witnessed will ever forget, T20's greatest performer finishing in style. Number 4. England go past 131 against South Africa. Champions in the making, Australia required the assistance of some familiar adversaries in order to advance to the Super 12 stage. Later in the group round, England had beaten Australia by an innings and a half, leaving them with a shaky net run rate going into the last round of matches. The victories against Bangladesh and the West Indies had made things a little more comfortable, but Finch and his colleagues would have been on edge when South Africa took on the English, knowing that a large margin of victory would be required to knock Australia out of the competition on NRR. It's likely that the Proteas' nerves were jangling as they crushed the opposition for 189 runs to increase the likelihood of that scenario occurring. Ultimately, the moment that pushed Australia through appeared to be relatively unremarkable as England glided through the required threshold of 131 with only 3 wickets down to give the Aussies a huge favour by sending them through. However, it was a moment that would come to define the tournament in a variety of ways. Number 3. Jimmy Neesham v Chris Jordan. With James Neesham on strike and Chris Jordan at the top of his game, New Zealand needed 57 runs from the final 4 overs to secure victory. However, 8 deliveries later, the contest was turned completely on its head. Jordan alternated between shooting for Yorkers and darting the ball outside of Neesham's arc to keep things interesting. Jordan pushed it a little too far with the latter, forcing him to go for 2 wides in the over as a result of missing their spots all but one time. However, while Jordan was left cursing an over, he would rather forget, it was still necessary to put the game away, and Neesham was savage in his takedown of England's finest death bowler, scoring 19 runs off the bat and a total of 23 runs to put the Black Caps on course for a historic victory. Number 2. Matthew Wade vs Shaheen Shah Afridi. Following in the footsteps of Neesham, Matthew Wade produced some devastating power hitting at the end of Australia's encounter against Pakistan, effectively turning the game on its head. It was necessary for the Australians to score 50 runs from the final 4 overs, and they reduced the total to 22 runs from 12 balls with 2 good overs from Haris Rauf and Hassan Ali, respectively. Shaheen Shah Afridi, the star of the show, was scheduled to bowl the 19th over, returning to the attack after his remarkable performance at the start of the innings. Prior to the full angle delivery, which Wade miscued into the deep, Ali was given the opportunity to put it down after a failed review. And that was the lifeline that Australia's keeper batter had been looking for all along. He got down on one knee, waiting for the Yorker, and ramped a shot over fine leg for 6 on the very next ball. Following that, he smashed a huge maximum over mid-wicket, taking up a cutter and putting it through the ringer with it. Furthermore, Wade guaranteed that the final over was not even required when he scooped for another 6 to complete an incredible victory. Number 1. Mitch Marsh's explosive start. Prior to the final, Kane Williamson, the captain of the New Zealand national soccer team, stated that the outcome would be determined by individual flashes of brilliance. And one such occasion occurred at the start of the 4th over, when Mitchell Marsh took guard for the first time in the innings. Australia's number 3 enjoys taking on fast bowlers, which was one of the key reasons for his promotion up the order in the first place. Marsh relished the opportunity to play Adam Milne, blasting the first ball he faced for a massive 6 and following that up with consecutive 4s to sprint to 14 off only 3 balls in the match. The innings not only provided momentum for his team, which David Warner was able to capitalize on, but it also sent confidence almost visibly pouring through Marsh's veins at the outset of what turned out to be the match-winning knock. In the following 47 balls, the all-rounder smashed another 63 runs to be out in the heart of Australia's triumphant celebrations. Subscribe and turn on notifications to get informed so you don't miss more videos of the most amazing top 10 facts and much more. And remember guys, knowledge is power. With a P. Peace.